one supervisor this year for the elections, only one has an opponent. All of the others are running unopposed. Okay.
But if you work hard, you can fix that. You can do it right, and if
Right. But, well, that's why I'm bringing it up. That's why I'm
Somebody
bringing it up.
to take the job.
But, go ahead.
My question is, okay, you've been living in all these jobs for the other people in this county, and people need to be real transparent on what this money's gonna be used for and exactly what it's gonna be used for. I mean, we're saving $300,000, fine, you can live in all these programs, what is this county really gonna do with that $300,000? People need to start asking some real hard questions, what this money is really going to, and what it's really gonna be used for.
Right, right.
The new county building.
Talking about the supervisors, I don't know if anybody saw this, but I went in because I was like, how is the chairman, how does he get his position? And it's voted. Yes, yes. I went in and I read his thank you speech. Second paragraph, the last couple lines in it, paraphrasing, basically the public is too stupid to understand all this stuff. And they should not listen to the heartstrings of the people talking to them because they know best.
Awesome.
Yeah, isn't that beautiful?
Awesome. Okay.
Do the supervisors know the names of the people that they want to give these salaries and jobs?
Oh, I'm sure.
Do they
I think at least
That doesn't
two.
want to do with it. Connections.
Yeah, at least
I
two.
think that's it.
Okay. Any other questions? We'll stay for questions.
Yes, so
Yes.
let's talk about getting rid of supervisors. But in every single town, you who live there are now responsible to find somebody who would put their name up as a write-in candidate. And if you want to come back, I would be happy. I don't care. I am the chair of the Democratic Committee, but I will take the names of responsible Republicans or independents who would run for supervisor against the people who are in there now. And we can start publicizing it and encourage the write-in vote. Now you've got ammunition to try to get rid of these supervisors. And I will do anything in my power to help.
Thank you.
I can't do anything if you
On
don't do it.
how to write somebody in on the ballot.
Is there information?
Is there something special you have to do?
No.
There's always
I don't know.
There's always a write-in line, and I
Okay.
will tell you that our Board of Elections have said, as long as they know who it is you're trying to vote for, because I know they always say you have to have the name exactly right and spell it exactly right and all that.
Okay.
They are very good, and they say, as long as we understand, if you write Mike and it's Michael and they got the last name, or you misspell it a little bit, and they know who you want to vote for, they are going to count it.
Oh, great.
Okay, but you
Because
have
that's
to,
the questions that came up on
you've
my
got to
Facebook.
pick one person in each town so that everybody in your town knows who that write-in person is and start publicizing
Yeah.
it. But you've got to find a person.
Right. So that means if you do not live in Norwich, say, like we live in Oxford, but we vote in Preston. So if you live in Oxford, if you live in Bainbridge, if you live in.
Bainbridge, well, never mind.
Okay,
Smithville.
but if you don't, if you live other than Norwich, because I know we have a bunch of Norwich people here, residents, go back and start talking to your friends about this and see if any of them have an idea of who would be willing to run.
Who's got the time? When is this vote though?
We don't know yet. Oh, for the election or for the agency?
November elections.
Yeah, this is for November elections.
Elections are in November.
But the agency, the meeting for the agency, the vote for the agency, it cannot happen until probably July. because they can't pull all of this together before the June meeting.
Yeah, they
So, right.
And I'm
So-
gonna keep checking, cause it's a matter of public record, all
Right.
meeting minutes from Health and Human Services, Personnel, and Finance, in case they try to sneak it in, because it has to go through there in order to go to the full board.
There was an attempt, they had an executive session after the
Yes,
last meeting.
Yeah.
They came back from executive session and one of the supervisors, whose name has come up relatively often today, who happens to be the supervisor for the east of the west side of the city, said, I want to, and he tried to
put it through
get
again.
it through until Bob Jeffries, who made the motion to begin with, said, Jack Blanchard said, okay, let's vote. And Bob Jeffries said, wait a minute, you have to have discussion before you can have a vote. He said, you already voted to table it until after the review. And this, then somebody said, read back that motion, and that's what it was, so.
And there is a lawyer.
They
What the
tried
hell?
to run it.
Oh, he
through
was-
the
About the
beginning.
lawyer.
He was right there helping them.
Don't worry,
Now,
the lawyer.
what I would,
right there.
Mrs.
Yeah.
Wilson is a
I think what we have to remember is that we had 15 people that held that, tabled that. And so those 15 people, I'm praying to
what I-
God that they're common sense people who can see what the agency does and know more about it. And I'm, instead of like trying to get rid of everybody, not everybody on that board is
It's
bad.
bad, correct.
So I don't think we need
Correct.
to get rid of all
But
the
it's never
supervisors.
bad to have a choice.
No, and I think it's okay to recruit new people at in
Yes.
every single county, let's do
Right.
that. But just give them a chance to do the homework that they need to do to figure this out.
And that's what we should
But
write
for
to them.
those six
Exactly.
that-
Do your homework.
Exactly.
Go see what these people do.
Exactly.
because
But
they
I
were
know-
negligent in not knowing. They did nothing
But
to.
why were they negligent? What kind of information was given to them? I'm on lots of boards. I get notes, minutes all the time. I read those minutes. If they're not in the minutes,
Which-
you're, and you don't know about
Which
it.
well, it was
You're not
in the-
responsible.
Yeah, it was in the minutes from the, is it the DSS meeting, HHS meeting?
HHS,
A
Health and
committee.
Human Services.
It was in there, but because they discussed it in executive session, we don't know what was
They may not
discussed.
have
But
gotten
they
into it.
knew, but they were putting the resolution up and,
Right, and
Nobody-
forwarding it to Finance, or Personnel Committee,
right.
yes.
So they were a bit negligent in that they didn't read those minutes to know that it was coming up. I don't know who was first.
They're also criminal, because they received that letter from the state
Yes.
outlining all of the state and federal regulations that are required for them to do this. And even after they received that letter,
Those
six of
six.
them
Decided
voted
that they wanted to
to
vote on
go ahead and knew it was illegal.
And what can be done about it?
They need
Right.
to be prosecuted.
Vote them out.
I don't know how to do that.
Vote them out of office.
So, okay, you're next.
Hi, my name's Eileen, and I am the token person running against the town supervisor in Chenango County. I'm running in the town of Preston. But what we can't, I don't want to say we can't, but it would be hard, the point that was brought up, try to replace all the supervisors. Why don't we concentrate on those top 7?
Yes.
And Jim McNeil's not, he doesn't run till next year, so.
That's what I thought.
He's out, but the other ones, those are the towns we have to concentrate on to find the writing candidate, and then we get that person written in and elected. It doesn't make any difference what party they're from. It, you know, as far as we'll back them. I mean,
Yeah, we have to,
if, you know,
people have to have a choice.
yeah. Right now, nobody
That's-
has choices.
And that's why this, excuse me, that's why this meeting took place, so that you guys could be educated and make an informed decision everywhere possible. One thing before you, just one thing. If you have to leave, I would really appreciate it if everyone took the time to call, email, snail mail, I don't care what, and thank Mr. Jeffries.
Yes. And Wayne Reifenberg, who seconded it.
Yes.
After he went to other supervisors who declined to second it.
Right.
Convinced her
Right.
to do it.
So, thank
And I
them.
think because Bob Jeffries
Yes.
had the courage to tell his story about his parents and his experience and everything. And I think that gave courage to the other supervisors that spoke out about their own personal experience or what they heard from their constituents. And I think it was because of Bob.
Who were the other supervisors?
The poster's
There's a
right
list
up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, sir?
Did I hear correctly that the board received a letter from the state
Yes.
before the vote?
Yes, they received that whole package that I talked about at the beginning. Yes. Yes.
I want to thank Alan Cleveland and Gene Muscarelli for sounding the alarm.
Yes.
I wouldn't have known about it, and I think a lot of us wouldn't have known about it if it hadn't been for social media. And of course, the board chairman, oh, it's a whole bunch of laws.
Yep.
Right.
Oh, you know,
When he said
and I thought,
when he said that at the board meeting, I just laughed right out loud. It was kind of quiet in the room, and I just laughed out loud because we were so full.
well, they were
Crap, I
trying to
can't
slip
believe
it in
Yep.
before the public knew.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Okay, Peter?
Shouldn't we have another meeting like this to follow up also?
Sure.
Shouldn't we be lobbying for a public hearing on this issue?
Well, it's required to have a public meeting by the state. The state requires that the county hold a public meeting. So the best way is to keep getting hold of your supervisors to see if what progress is being done and when they expect that public meeting to be. We have to keep the pressure on them,
Have
yes.
they agreed to the public meeting?
No, it's required, they don't have
I know
to.
it's required, that's been my question.
No, they wouldn't have, I don't think they would have done it this way.
It wouldn't be the first time that
Right,
our
but that's
council
why, right.
misinterpreted the law.
Right, that's why we have to keep the pressure on them, and that's why there is a petition over there.
I was going to say,
That-
do you want to discuss the
Yeah.
petition?
There's a petition over there to sign that states you expect them to follow the rules. In essence, that's a massive paraphrase.
And we would encourage people to take a copy of the petition
If I have enough.
and get signatures
Yes.
on the petition.
Yes.
So in addition to contacting the supervisor, you should probably also make the point that they should plan on having a larger space for the public hearing, right?
Well, and I would like to
To
think
clamor
that,
for it.
yes.
To make a lot of noise and say it's better to have a big space because a lot of people
I
are
don't know if
affected
it's
by
anything
it.
like
Good point.
the school board, they
Shouldn't
won't.
we have a follow-up meeting?
Yeah, well, I'll get in touch with you. We'll figure it out.
Is there a reporter in the room?
There was supposed to be, yes, right here.
Should be a great story.
Yeah, well, I just wonder if they don't do what the state said they are required to do if they don't have the public hearings. Do we have a legal recourse?
I think if they don't hold it and the state finds out about it, the state would.
We need to carpool to Albany.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm your our first sponsor.
No? Okay, yes. Yes, you.
So, my recollection is that most public hearings are held when they have a supervisors meeting. They stop the meeting, they have a public hearing,
Yes.
and then they immediately go and vote on what they just had a public hearing on, which really means it's a pro forma meeting. There's no real sense of dialogue back and forth. So,
Right.
given what the law is, I think that what is a better format is to have an informational session prior to the hearing where you can talk and get back and forth dialogue. And maybe not the same day as you're going to vote on the stuff.
Right.
Because
It would be
they've already
impossible.
made up their decision.
The chairman is not going to allow that to happen.
No, I'm just saying, this is, if you really
Right.
want
Better
to
off
be concerned
talking
about
about
the
those.
public hearing.
All the supervisors tomorrow next meeting.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I do know, one aside, the HHS meeting is next Tuesday morning.
Right.
Do you remember what time?
10.
10 o'clock. Look at this group. Everybody knows everything. This is awesome. So anyway, next Tuesday at 10 a.m. is the HHS meeting. Anyone can go. You may not, they probably won't let you speak, but you can go and listen.
And this
It
should
should
go
be
to
here
them.
in the county building.
The way the table was, when Jeffries made the thing to table it, it said that it wasn't going to be brought back up until the state approved their plan.
Okay.
That's in this, but I don't trust those people.
Right,
So,
right.
I have to go,
Right.
just to make sure that they don't bring it up.
Right.
So, yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
somebody
If we
in my
take these and
chat
fill them
got
out, who do we give them back
the
to?
exact word.
That's a
from
good
Sherry,
question.
the secretary.
I haven't thought that far ahead.
Which they already have. They're gonna wait for a
I
state
think called
letter, which they already
me,
have.
but watch this space. I will put it in the video and make a post as soon as I figure that part out. It has to be before the next board meeting because I'm going to try to get us on the agenda to present the petition to the whole board so that they don't hide it.
When is the next board meeting?
June 23rd, 20
Okay.
something?
No public comment allowed in.
That's
No.
posted on the website.
Yes.
It's posted on the website.
If you go to the Chenango County website, the schedule of meetings is there for all of the meetings.
And before the next meeting, they, this is how I found that resolution. They post like a preferred agenda.
Yes.
Which is just paying the bills. And then they have the non-preferred, which is the ones they actually do post. That's how I found it was number 18.
Yeah.
And that's on there before the full board meeting.
Correct.
So, and I'm gonna keep a watch on that too, just to make sure they, at the next full board, they don't decide to
Right.
try it again.
Well, and that's another reason to take the petition to that board meeting.
Right.
But that means 8 at 10:30 in the morning.
Correct.
I live right on Route 12, almost across from the hospital. If
Oh,
that
okay.
would be a convenient place.
Okay,
I have a
well-
letter, yeah. I
Yeah,
have a
we'll
letter
talk about
slot.
it and we'll let you know where to return them. I would prefer by June 16th, just so that if somebody's a day or two late, we have it in well before so that we can tabulate. I am also going to put it on, what is it, change.org?
I think so, yes.
That does the online
I believe so.
petitions.
Oh, good. So
Well,
people
so-
can sign it online.
Yeah.
I think the meeting's the 8th, so we need to get those petitions back before the 8th.
Yeah, it's the second Monday of the month at 10:30 in the morning.
Oh, okay, I thought it was 20 something.
Ooh.
Okay.
Two weeks.
Okay, so, but that still gives us 2 weeks.
Yeah, Tanya.
So,
So when do you want petitions back by?
June 8th. The second Monday of every month.
June 1st?
Well, that's like next week.
Oh, yeah.
I would say the 5th.
Yeah, the 5th would be that
By the
Friday.
5th sounds good. And I'm not in Norwich very often, so we'll get the names of the people that are in the different areas of the county and post it for everybody.
Where will you post it?
On Facebook.
What Facebook?
It'll be the Chenango County Civic Forum, I believe is what the gentleman calls it.
Yeah.
So one last question, okay?
They were set up for 2 public hearings, and they should have allowed public comments on this issue,
Right.
this issue that's counted. And furthermore, there are many supervisory boards that allow comments at the beginning of the meeting and at the end. And this county supervisor's board does not allow that.
Right.
So, I mean,
Right.
these are things that we should be pushing for, to
Right.
get boards democratized.
Yeah, what we'll do is one problem at a time. We're in crisis management right now.
Right.
So it will be discussed, just not during this crisis. Go ahead.
Would it be proper to call the people that wanted to shelve it and ask them to please don't change your vote? Because I have a feeling that they would be getting a lot of pressure.
Correct.
So is that
If you,
proper?
especially if you live in their town, it's totally proper.
It's not really a
Okay.
yes vote though, it's just a tabled.
Yeah.
Right. We appreciate that you voted to table it.
Right.
To change it.
I would,
Or keep
yeah.
it no.
Right. I would strongly suggest that you call your rep, your supervisor, regardless of the yes or no vote, and say you do not want this to come up again before the paperwork is done. And thank you, you know, if they voted to table it, thank them.
Yes.
And please hold steady on this.
And please research what they do.
Right,
Research what the office does.
Right.
To understand what you're voting on.
And
And that
remember,
just
anybody
means
can
going
sign
in
the
that office
petition
and
they don't
asking
have
for
to be a
somebody.
senior.
That'll help them.
right.
No.
Okay. Is that it? That's it. We're done. Woo!
Thank you for all your work to